Hello everyone, and welcome back to TV Days Drama Digest. Today, we're diving into a story that's about to send shockwaves through Salem, a tale of deception, guilt, and the perilous consequences of a night gone horribly wrong. The spotlight is on Brady, who finds himself in a web of trouble that could lead to his arrest for a crime he may not even remember committing. Let's unravel the layers of this intense drama and see how it all unfolds. As many of you already know, the night took a terrifying turn when Fiona, in a moment of panic, realized she had struck someone with her car. The person lying unconscious on the ground was none other than Sarah, and the shock of the situation was almost too much for Fiona to bear. For a brief moment, Fiona gathered the courage to check on Sarah, desperately searching for a pulse. Relief washed over her when she found one, but the fear and panic were overwhelming. She was frozen, unsure of what to do next, her heart pounding as the reality of the accident set in. Just when it seemed like Fiona might be caught, she heard the sound of footsteps. Xander was approaching. In a flash, Fiona's survival instincts kicked in. She knew she couldn't be found at the scene, especially not by Xander, who would never forgive her if he knew the truth. Without a second thought, Fiona bolted back to the car, leaving Sarah lying there as she sped away into the night, the weight of her actions bearing down on her. But Fiona's escape wasn't just about getting away from the scene of the crime. She had a plan, a cunning, dangerous plan that would shift the blame onto someone else entirely. That someone was Brady. After the accident, Fiona managed to get hold of Brady's driver's license and used it to find his address. With cold calculation, she drove the car to Brady's place and parked it in a lot nearby. Brady, who had been heavily drinking, was passed out in the car, completely unaware of what had happened or what Fiona was about to do. Feigning innocence, Fiona left Brady in the car, still intoxicated and oblivious to the world, before making her way to the hospital. She played the part of a concerned citizen perfectly, acting shocked and horrified as she recounted the hit-and-run to the hospital staff, all the while making sure to distance herself from any suspicion. The pieces of her plan were falling into place, and with Brady's hazy memory from the night, it was the perfect setup. Now, let's talk about Brady. As the fog of alcohol begins to lift, Brady is plagued by a gnawing fear. What if he was the one responsible for the hit-and-run? The events of that night are a blur, a fragmented puzzle that he can't quite piece together. The more he tries to remember, the more he doubts himself, and the guilt starts to consume him. He knows he was drinking heavily, and the possibility that he could have been behind the wheel during the accident is enough to send him into a tailspin. Fiona, ever the manipulative mastermind, sees Brady's vulnerability as her golden opportunity. She knows that if she plays her cards right, she can pin the entire accident on him, and no one will ever suspect her involvement. As she continues to weave her web of lies, the evidence against Brady starts to mount. Witnesses who saw the car, security footage from nearby, and even the fact that Brady was found drunk in the car, all of it begins to point to him as the culprit. But Fiona's deception doesn't stop there. She's determined to protect herself at all costs, and that means making sure Brady takes the fall. No one, especially Xander, can ever find out that she was behind the wheel that night. The stakes are too high. If the truth comes out, Fiona knows she'll be sent to Statesville, and her life as she knows it will be over. The thought of Xander discovering her betrayal is unbearable, and she's willing to go to any lengths to ensure that never happens. As Brady grapples with his own guilt, Fiona subtly pushes him further into the trap she's set. She lets him believe that he's responsible, feeding into his fears and doubts until he starts to accept the idea that he might have been the one who hit Sarah. Fiona's manipulation is so skillful that even Brady, who normally has a sharp instinct for these things, begins to question his own memory. The more he thinks about it, the more he starts to blame himself, convinced that he's the one who caused the accident. Fiona's plan seems foolproof, and as the days go by, it looks more and more like Brady will be arrested for a crime he didn't commit. If he can't remember the details of that night, there's a very real chance that he could end up in jail, paying the price for Fiona's deceit. The tension is building, and viewers are left on the edge of their seats, wondering how this tangled mess will be resolved. Will Brady be able to piece together the truth before it's too late, or will Fiona's lies send him to prison for a crime he didn't commit? And what will happen if Xander ever discovers the truth about his mother's role in the accident? The stakes couldn't be higher, and the fallout from this deception could change the lives of everyone involved. As we wait for the next chapter in this gripping saga, one thing is clear. The truth is out there, but in a town like Salem, the truth can be buried beneath layers of lies and manipulation. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.